Congress that returns from recess will be different from the one that left. It now features a majority of House Democrats backing an impeachment probe against President Trump. But impeachment for what? You know, in the case of Trump, top Democrats say there's actually several different potential grounds, not just the evidence from the Mueller probe itself. You could think of this growing impeachment caucus as basically going down three different roads. First, there's the obstruction evidence laid out by Mueller. And that's what most Democrats have, of course, been focused on. Second, there is a broader view by some Democrats that Trump's greatest high crimes are not even provable felonies, but rather a, quote, bigoted and racist way that he governs. That's what Rep. Al Green said when he pushed his impeachment resolution, a vote that drew 95 other Democrats in July. So that's door number two, with 95 Democrats impeaching for that. And then third, there is this topic that honestly might seem less weighty than obstruction of justice or hate, but it's what's making news tonight, with headlines like this. Vanity Fair reporting the Democrats' impeachment strategy is to bring back Stormy Daniels. And now she says she's ready to testify before the House for this probe, announcing she plans to be honest and adding, bring it. Now, Daniels took those infamous payments that Michael Cohen arranged on Trump's behalf, which is part of why he's currently serving 3 years in prison. I'm joined now by Maya Wiley, former civil prosecutor for SDNY, which is where that case was handled, also former counsel to the mayor of New York. Good to see you, Maya. And why do you think some Democrats are pursuing what we're calling here door number three, when many people would agree, I think you might agree, some of the other offenses are allegedly more severe?
Well, first off, let's just say there's no reason they should limit themselves to one door. They can use all three, and there's more than three. But in terms of this particular case, it's because the evidence is so clear. I mean, remember that in our campaign finance, under campaign finance law, if you are giving a thing of value, in this case, we're really talking about him having a problem that might interfere with Donald Trump's ability to be elected president. Typically, voters had not historically in this country been so happy when presidents had affairs, particularly with maybe pornography stars. And so what we see and have evidence is in 2015, there's suggested evidence that he was in the room with Michael Cohen in 2015 talking about how David Pecker could help them with the campaign through catch and kill stories. We have the audio tape with Michael Cohen having a conversation with Donald Trump about how he is going to pay off AMI for Karen McDougal's catch and kill story. And we have the story of Stormy Daniels. And so all of that in time proximity all leads to the time he's running for office, because remember, some of these affairs, Stormy Daniels in particular, was way before he was running for office in 2007. So why all of a sudden did he need to pay her off? It was in order to protect him in an election. And that is what the campaign finance laws are organized around. So Adam Schiff said it in a tweet. I think a lot of prosecutors were kind of looking at this one looks like a crime. Now, the other thing I think we should remember, Ari, which is really important here, Congress doesn't have to prove a crime. This is not a criminal proceeding. This is not one where they have the standard of proof that Robert Mueller had. So that's why I say they can use all the doors. But I think to your point that really what's happening here is they're saying when the founding fathers created the impeachment process, it's because they knew you couldn't necessarily wait 4 years for another election if you had someone who was corrupt and if you had someone who was just doing such a bad job that it was dangerous for the country.
And as you say, that's the evidence Congress has. That's the timing. That's why this goes down those one of the three roads, according to some Democrats, to impeachment. I want to play some of Stormy Daniels herself, as she is potentially going to reemerge here. She did break her silence after the famed NDA on 60 Minutes.
Was it hush money to stay silent?
Yes. The story was coming out again. I was concerned for my family and their safety.
So you signed and released a statement that said, I'm not denying this affair because I was paid in hush money. I'm denying it because it never happened. That's a lie.
Yes.
If it was untruthful, why did you sign it?
Because they made it sound like I had no choice.
She'll get questions like that in a hearing with both parties as well, right?
Yes, she will. I mean, this is the point about an inquiry. All the electeds get to ask the questions, and they get to ask all the questions. And I think what the American public deserves is to hear from the witnesses. What is it that happened? And let the public draw its conclusion about who they believe. I mean, this is a situation in which we're talking about a sitting president. We're talking about a process where it is absolutely squarely Congress's responsibility to determine whether or not we have someone sitting in the White House who actively committed crime in order to get there. But again, they don't have to prove crime. They just have to prove the conduct.
Right. Maya Wiley, we always learn a lot, and you really broke it down, particularly in the context of the different roads. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.